Greetings, one and all, to the most cursed, most cringiest corner of the internet. A YouTube channel content creator actively alienating everyone in both the analog and digital world. Welcome and good evening, wonderful dice of all alignments. I am Lunar D8. We're almost caught back up. That's right. If Emma was at the beach when he should have been at the library, then isn't there a very real chance that Violet could be here instead? I look over to where Emma would normally have been waiting for me. And sure enough, there she is, sitting in Emma's normal spot, calm as moonlight. She's thumbing over pages of a dusty-looking book, most likely one she just pulled off the shelf. You can't go home again. Seeing her this peaceful, reading as if things were as normal as ever, fills me with bizarre, almost spiritual rage. Where have you been? Oliver, you're shouting. We're in a library. Keep it down. I was shouting? I didn't even realize. Right. Sorry about that. I guess I just got a little worked up. As I move closer, Violet finally looks up from her book. She's not wearing her necklace or that bracelet. Wonder if that's important. Surprised I'm not at the beach, right? How strange it is that such a small change in routine can result in such an incendiary greeting from my lover. You're dysregulated, right? That's the term for it. Geez, sounds so clinical when I say it out loud like that. I know she probably has no reason to, but I can't help feeling that Violet is mocking me somehow. Still, I table that feeling and take a deep meditative breath, attempting to collect my thoughts. I was just worried about you. Because Ashton went to college, and you didn't know where I was, so you assumed something similar or worse happened to me, correct? A perfectly understandable conclusion. Violet pulls a red slip of paper from her back pocket and hands it to me, but as you can see, I'm doing just peachy. So you don't need to worry anymore. Nothing good will come from panicking after all. I read over a copy of Ashton's letter, slowly combing over the words for anything distinct. When he moved his arm, was there like a green, orangish afterimage? Probably just my imagination. However, it's no different from Emil's. No difference at all. I don't get it. What does this mean? It means he went to college, Oliver. I wouldn't overthink it too much. Ashton was probably ready to move on, and so that's what he did. It's not like there was anything left to challenge him in a siren's call, right? So why wouldn't he leave? I hand Ashton's letter back to Violet, who gingerly places it in her back pocket. I just didn't think he'd be the kind of guy to do something like that. I thought he wanted to keep on living here, you know? Keep on working with his dad, keep hanging out with his friends. I mean, I'm sure that's probably what he wanted. But doesn't that sound a bit too predictable for someone like Ashton? It might be fulfilling enough for a year or two, sure. But then what? I can't imagine him being satisfied with that kind of life for long. Violet clearly doesn't seem upset. One of her closest friends just left without saying goodbye, and she doesn't even seem fazed by it. You knew this was going to happen, didn't you? I had a feeling, yeah. How? Did Ashton tell you beforehand or something? Nope. Like I said, I had a feeling. People can't avoid what they need forever, and Ashton definitely is the kind of man that needed to get the hell out of Dodge. Everything about this, even right down to how he left, was inevitable. And I don't blame him for it in the slightest. After all, there was nothing left. In Siren's call that he needed to protect. Isn't that right, college boy? Violet pats down on my head, messing with my hair in the process. Would you cut that out? I push her playful hand away from my body. Look, Emil is actually pretty devastated right now, right? I don't think I've ever seen him so blindsided. Even if Ashton didn't really want to stick around, I'm kind of worried about how Emil is going to manage without him. Oh? You think so? What makes you so sure he didn't know Ashton was going to leave in the first place? Didn't Emil straight up lie to you back on the beach? What did you just say? Emil lied to you at the beach, didn't he? And why would he lie to you unless there was something he's trying to cover up? Wait, you didn't notice? Well, you might not have noticed, but your brain absolutely did. Violet lets out a mischievous giggle. Violet, that's a pretty rotten thing to say. You weren't even there. Emil was completely freaking out. He was way too desperate for my help to do something like that. So there's no way. Emil, he didn't lie to me. Nope, he definitely did. Whether you're able to remember exactly what he lied to you about is fairly moot, however. The point is he lied, even if you weren't aware of it, which means what Ashton did probably wasn't too much of a surprise for good old Emil. I bet they all knew something like this was going to happen too. It's likely not just me. I'd even go so far as to wager that this is why Ashton didn't tell any of us in the first place. After all, you can't be talked out of leaving if you leave before anybody else can even notice. Isn't that right, Oliver? Come on, Vi, you're not making any sense. How do you even know we were at the beach? Did you meet up with Emma beforehand, or... No, Oliver. You're overthinking things again. The truth is so much simpler than that. Of course Emma would be at the beach. Isn't he normally here at the library? It's basic deductive reasoning. I'm here. So naturally, he met with you at the beach instead. I don't understand. Again, you might not understand, but your brain does. Just trust me on this. I'm only trying to help you after all. You're not like the rest of us. It's important that you're able to formulate an idea as to what might happen next. Otherwise, you'll end up becoming too stressed to function. And then you'll probably never be able to leave. Violet, you're scaring me. What the hell are you even talking about? Oliver, if everybody else is planning on convincing Ashton to stay in Siren's Call, then there's a pretty good chance they'll attempt the same thing with you as well. They're going to try and manipulate you, just like how Emil was manipulating you at the beach. They'll use whatever methods they can to pull you back down to their level, like crabs in a bucket. Then again, who knows what they'll actually end up doing? Knowing them, it could be anything. The way Violet's speaking is nauseating. Every word she says seems to root itself in my stomach, coiling up my throat like a grapevine. I instinctively buckle over, kneeling like a child on the floor in front of her. Oh, you're dysregulated again, aren't you? That makes sense. I'm feeling pretty strange myself, not gonna lie. Maybe it's because of all these books, but I feel like even being here is sculpting my brain into something brilliant. Is this what Emil feels like when he's here? Is it? Oh well, who knows how other people feel. Am I right? Please stop talking, Violet. Please, go back to how you should be. Hey, I know. Maybe we should take a break, give ourselves some time to reset and whatnot. She bends down and cups the sides of my damp face with her overwhelmingly soft hands. Please, stop touching me. Please. What do you think about that, college boy? It is in this moment that my brain boils over completely, as if Violet's palms were glazed with some sort of deadly neurotoxin. The last things I see are the fluorescent lights of a public library. The ideal archetype for sensory hell. Journal page number 31 has been recalled. Patience. We met as the Midnight Guard for the first time today, and I can already tell this coaching stuff is going to be obnoxious. I'm trying my best to articulate mimicking Violet's handwriting to Ash and Andy, but it's tough putting physical stuff like this into words. Violet's been working on her own stack of papers, so she almost never has a chance to step in and help me explain. Thankfully, Emma and Judy are quick learners, so there's that at least. They'll get it eventually. I just have to be patient. Ash just threw his notebook into the pool before jumping in himself, clothes and all. The rest of us are taking a snack break. Now while Ash's clothes dry, he has to wait in the bathroom. Just stay patient, Oliver. Just stay patient. If Andy draws one more fucked up looking S, I'm going to murder somebody. Why does she make the lower half of it wider? How many times do I have to tell her that it hooks at the bottom? Is she just doing this to mess with me? Patience. Patience is key. True to our name, the six of us finished up well past midnight. It feels like I've made basically no progress today, but Emil said, if things keep going this way, we'll meet our deadline easy. Okay, did the Persona stuff ever fucking happen? You know, that journal about us, you know, going into the fucking underworld of hell and fighting supernatural beings, and I was, you know, beating people with a bass guitar that had the several vocal cords of demons attached to it. I mean, doesn't Andy have a giant, like, Godzilla, Terminator, Robo, Digimon, Sloth? Doesn't, like, Emil have, like, a Sonic the Hedgehog, and Violet has a lamb, and I have an angel? And Ashton has, like, a flamethrower attached to a bat? And there were, like, volcanoes? I don't know what he's seeing that I'm not, but I trust him. I guess Andy's S did look a little bit cleaner at the end there. Or maybe I just want to go to sleep on a positive note. I know I can do this. We can do this. She'll make it to college. My friend breaks bottles over her muscles, as if she could become the jagged floor. I make a better home beneath her skin. To understand her rash and loud attempts at saying I am fine, I am strong, is to know the nagging fear that follows childhood, the deer tick gorged on blood something something weakness. Yep, in increasing categories like a hurricane.